Happy Monday. It's another lock and load. Yep. And can talk about some of the stuff going on in the world in the Banana Republic of Hawaii and elsewhere.
Awesome.
So you got a new picture for you got a new icon there, I see.
Yes, I got a new icon. You might want to introduce me so people know who I am.
This is Night Strike, the guy who does the show on Tuesdays, Hit or Miss.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, how's it going?
And so let's see. Today I went out and ordered the CZ 527 carbon in 7.62 by 39.
Ooh, nice.
A cop came in and bought the one that they had in the store, so I have to wait a week for it to get here. But, it has a really nice one. It's basically a 4.5 pound trigger, and then you push it forward and it resets it into a 1.5 pound trigger. So it's really the best trigger on a production.
Awesome. To my avatar question, I changed it to Duke Nukem because everybody thought that my other one was Duke Nukem. It wasn't, so I just changed it so everyone would know what it was.
Who is Duke Nukem?
A video game character.
All right. What video game?
Self-titled.
Duke
Nukem.
All right.
From the 90s. It's from the mid-90s, late 90s. And then, they made another one just a couple years ago. Didn't do very well, but it was more iconic and, cultish than it was, supposed to be a good game.
So it's a shoot 'em up?
Mm-hmm. Yep. His signature handgun was a 1911.
All right.
So, with glow sights on it and everything.
All right. So, let's see. I'm going to do another screen share real quick. I wanted to talk about the DLNR getting armed. First, I wanted to show everybody. They got this new Beretta M9A3 in stock over on the Hilo side. That's what it looks like, in case anybody was curious. They want $1,000 for it. But I was more in the carbon shopping mode, not for a handgun. Anyway, but just thought I'd throw that out there. Moving along.
The Berettas, huh?
Well, I don't have a Beretta, but it looks nice.
It does for an M9. It looks all right. I've never been a fan of rails. You know this on an M9. Just don't. I guess I've just been spoiled by so many movies and popular culture that have used the M9. So, and I've always seen it in its original configuration, not with the rail. But people want a rail, let them have a rail.
It's the free market will decide.
Exactly.
All right, so the DLNR spent $57,000 on 20 semi-automatic rifles and 10 shotguns. And this is
wait. How much did they spend?
$57,350 for 20 semi-automatic rifles, which I assume are M4 style. And
they overpaid.
10 12-gauge shotguns.
They should have bought Palmetto State Armory.
It's the government. Of course they overpaid.
Yeah, they always overpay when it's not their money, right?
Yeah, why would they care when it's not their money? But this is Jason Radula is the guy who you see his signatures at the bottom here. And
right.
He's the chief enforcement officer of DLNR in Hawaii. And he was the one who told me, responded to my email and said, they have never forfeitured any property, guns or anything from anybody. they've seized them, but they've never actually put them through forfeiture proceedings. But basically, the reason they're doing this, they said they need this to fight terrorism or something. But really, there's no terrorism in the bushes in Hawaii. So this is from the Civil Beat paper.
I think I heard something about Hawaii DLNR a little while ago. One of them posted a controversial picture.
Yeah, that was Jason. He posted a picture says of his AR, his personal weapon, and said,
"Say hello to my little friend."
Yes, say hello to my little friend. Say hello to my little friend, and so that got him in some trouble.
But, I just figured I mentioned that because that was relevant to the conversation.
So basically, these guys are not trained in they're not a SWAT team or anything. They're just the state game wardens kind of, and they're supposed.
I thought they were park rangers.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what they are, park rangers, and they're not national; it's state. And so the thing is, what happened is Obama called all the governors. Governor Ige called, the police chief and this guy, and basically they have their new rules which haven't been published, new hunting codes, and these guys are out seizing what they're going up against isn't terrorists, or they want to take weapons. They want to just do gun confiscation from hunters who are just out, or people who are out, doing target practice in a state game area. So they just want to seize their guns. So they felt with just a 40 caliber handgun, that wasn't going to be enough to go up against Hawaiian hunters with who are much better armed than. I mean, if I'm saying that if Hawaiian hunters really had it in for DLNR, they still wouldn't have a chance with these guns. But they don't have it in for DLNR. These are all peaceful people who just want to exercise their Second Amendment rights and maybe hunt some game. But
absolutely,
it seems to me like Doe Care's mission is just now to seize guns. It's not to protect game or wildlife or anything like that. And so and because here on the Big Island we have no real official state sanctioned target range, people go to the hunting areas because it's the only place you can go, either that or private land, and you have to have a certain amount and be not basically you have to have enough property so shooting guns won't bother your neighbors, or you have to have very nice neighbors. So
yeah, nice neighbors are nice. My neighbors always call the cops on me when I'm shooting on my land. Then I tell the cops, yeah, my land is in the county. It's not in the city. They're like, oh, it's not our problem. And they leave.
Oh, it's nice telling you it's out of their jurisdiction.
Yeah, when it's out of their jurisdiction, they're like, it's out of our jurisdiction? Oh, it's not our problem. We're leaving. Right?
Yeah. See, listen to this. Being in rural county environments could mean delays or lengthy times for backup support. Yeah, that's why people have guns, because it takes 2 hours to get a cop out there. There are evil people in the world who are well armed and willing to injure or kill someone who gets in their way. Yeah, that's like the state. That's like what the government does. Our state officers need to be prepared for anything. Well, they aren't giving them any training. They're just giving them guns. So
they're pencil pushers with guns.
Well, they're more than pencil pushers, but I mean, they know. But the thing is, they passed this, unpublished, new 2015 hunters code, and then now they're giving him enough guns, and this is for hunting the two-legged kind of game, hunters, so they can seize their guns, because that's what Obama wants to do. And here's the thing. Moving on to another gun control topic in Hawaii is that right now, they're in Honolulu, they're requiring anybody who wants a permit to acquire any kind of gun or just even renew your long gun permit,
Healthcare, right?
they're requiring some kind of statement that you're not crazy from your doctor, and which means it has to go through your HMO. And Kaiser is not responding to any HPD requests, and neither is Straub's. And I don't know about the other healthcare. And right now, it's just in Honolulu. It hasn't spread to every island yet.
You're on the main island, right?
Well, I'm on the big island. I'm not on the main island. Is Oahu, is Honolulu, but I'm on the big island, so it doesn't affect me yet, but it probably will soon. And so basically, you have to find out what your HMOs and what happens. Your HMO's policy is, because if they don't want to respond and they don't respond, then you make an application for a permit to acquire and it's rejected as incomplete because your HMO didn't want to respond. Then all your previous gun permits are automatically revoked. Then they just knock on your door, and they're going to show up with a warrant to repossess all your guns, or take all your guns. Repossess is the wrong word. Steal your guns would be the right word, because all your permits have been revoked. So it's using the healthcare system for gun confiscation. And so I wasn't even going to renew my long gun permit, which expires in.
So you're going to be right there with DB, and start rallying for Hillary, right?
I don't know why anybody on gun channels would want to vote for Hillary unless they're just trolling.
It's mostly he's just trolling, but so the way he goes at it, sometimes you'd think that he's being serious.
Well, I'm not going to get started on trolling in the gun channels lobby. I'll leave that to more talented people.
This was in the chats.
So, but the point is that it's Obama's calling up all the governors, and the governors are calling their subordinates, and they're doing what they can to deny people the right to purchase firearms.
Maybe in the north, but not in the south. I'll tell you that.
I just told you what they're doing here, and they're seizing firearms, and they're making everybody. They're using Obamacare to they'll just call up all the healthcare providers and say, we're not giving you subsidies if you send out permissions to have guns or something. Say it's.
But follow me here for a second. You guys are one entire state, right? Even though you're several islands.
Yeah, each island is its own county, but yeah.
Okay, so that means you only have one governor. You may have like a mayor or something of one island, right?
Yes, and my commentary on our mayor has passed 2,000 views, so making fun of him.
There we go. Him and those Korean strippers, right?
Well, hostesses.
Hostesses, that's right. They do more than just strip. Anyways, what I was getting at is, what other governors is he calling? Is he calling other state governors, or is it just, He got
together with all the governors. They just have a conference call.
Because I tell you what, I know that Nikki Haley isn't going to go and side with him. She don't even like him that much, though she's Republican. That's my state's governor. And if anyone doesn't know what state I'm in South Carolina. Though I don't think Texas or Arizona would like him too much either to listen to him on gun control.
Yeah, and I'm really of the opinion that they're doing all this because they know there's going to be some, major financial upheaval ahead. They call it
That's because they up the interest rates.
Apocalypse. Well, apocalypse when the economy crashes. Well, yeah. If it all if we're upping the rates and everybody else, all the other countries are lowering the rates, quantitatively easing. There's this kid and her mother by the pool the other day, and she had 8 rubber ducks, and she was counting them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I was thinking, if she was a banker, she would say, okay, there's 8 ducks, but not actually, I'm going to, loan out 32 ducks. I mean, there's only 8 ducks, but she's going to put 32 ducks into other people's bank accounts, and it'll say that they have 32 ducks, but there's only 8 ducks. Nobody has made any new ducks when they do that. There's still only 8 ducks.
Those poor rubber duckies.
Well, but the point is that the stock market can go up because there's a lot of, accounts that say they have ducks, but there's really only 8 ducks. So while the economy does nothing, the stock market goes up because people use their, trade their ducks, but that there really are only 8 ducks. So
those poor rubber duckies.
That's how quantitative easing works. They say there's really 32, but there's actually 8. So now that you understand quantitative easing,
not at all, but continue. It's like I understand anything. You know that. I don't understand anything at all.
Well, so so I was, figuring out today whether to buy more silver and gold or buy a, that CZ carbon, and basically a cop showed up and bought the CZ carbon.
Well, since there's only 8 of them, you should totally buy some ducks.
I'll call Janet Yellen or Mario Draghi and get them to put some ducks in my account.
Right.
And so I purchased it. I have to wait a week for it to get here. But I was really surprised that
was it a handgun or is it a rifle?
It's a carbon. It's a rifle. It's a 18-inch barrel carbon bolt action, Mini Mauser action.
So do you have to get a permit for
39. It? Oh, I've had my long gun permit, and if I had to go through the thing with the healthcare and figure it all out, I just wouldn't even bother anymore. Who knows? It's too much trouble to even figure out, and they're doing that intentionally.
Yeah, because I saw that one guy's video on the whole Kaiser and Straub or something like that.
Yeah, I shared that video from Hawaii Reloads.
That's ridiculous, and anyone that lets shit like that go through deserves what they get, unfortunately. But at the same time, if you're in the state and it happens around you and you don't do anything to, try and combat it.
Well, all I can do is raise people's awareness at this point so they know what's going on.
Well, you should, isn't there like a Hawaiian Rifle Association or something?
Yeah, there's one, but I don't think they're really doing much about it except trying to find doctors. Well, I think that when I look, they're just trying to find doctors.
Baby steps, okay? Baby steps. But, I think you should be, not just raising awareness. Raising awareness is great, but, being out there and, furthering the cause, that would be also good. Not saying you're not doing enough, just that you can never do enough in these kind of situations.
Well, I don't have $10 million to sue the state for doing this.
Well, you don't have to have $10 million to go and say something out.
Well, to sue the state, you have to have lots of money.
Yeah. But you know what I mean.
Not really.
What, you can't just get a sign and go down to your capital and just, protest?
It's a long swim from here to Oahu.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. The capital's on a different island, isn't it? It really does suck to be in Hawaii.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It's just, your laws are messed up. I mean...
But this is going nationwide. They're going to try and do the same thing everywhere.
I can see problems with it. That they'll repeal Obamacare before it, gets that bad. They've already dismantled parts of it anyways.
Unless Hillary wins.
Oh, yeah. If Hillary wins, guys, it's all over. We're moving somewhere else, okay?
It's time to overthrow something if Hillary wins.
No, if Hillary wins, we need to form the resistance and we need to fight off the evil First Order. Oh wait, no, that's Star Wars. We need to fight off the evil,
No,
wicked witch of what's her name?
no Star Wars spoilers. That
Yeah,
pissed
no.
people off.
Well, that stuff's already out there. It was in the books already. So
Yeah, well, let's give people a couple days to go see it before we ruin it for them.
it's been like 5 days. I saw it on Thursday.
Oh, how'd you like it?
Well, I will say this: it had lots of explosions. It had lots of lightsaber fights. It had lots of blasters. But there was just something there in it that just it didn't feel too Star Wars esque to me. It seems like they weren't doing enough. And this is personal opinion. Granted, they tried to do it in the image of Episode 4. A New Hope. They tried to do it to try, keeping it to where it pays homage to it, and it's you have some of those older characters, you got the newer characters, but I just felt that there was something missing to give it that special something that makes it an iconic Star Wars movie. So I'm torn on it. I may go see it another couple times, and maybe it'll get better for me. Maybe it'll get worse. But at that point, right now, if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it like a 3.5 stars out of 5.
Okay, but they got your money.
They've already got my money, so I can say whatever the hell I want about it.
All right.
I didn't see it in IMAX 3D or 3D. I just saw it regularly because all that was sold out.
Well,
so they may have gotten my money, but they only got the regular matinee price.
Yeah, so I think let's see what they do when unchecked. Confiscation any way they can. Yeah, that's right. They don't really care what the rules are. They just want to confiscate the guns, so they're going to.
Can I bring up something up? Because it's pretty much on the same topic. Have you noticed lately that Obama is really trying to push this no flyless gun check?
That's because they could put anybody they want on the list.
They could put anyone, and this is how crucial it is. And if anyone's listening, if we've got actually people listening other than DF2 and Jesse James out there, I hope there's more of you out there listening. But the no-fly list is so asinine and so wrong. Here's what they could do. They could pass the no-fly list and say, okay, so anybody who's put on this list cannot buy a gun, is not able to leave the country, period. But what they don't realize is they can amend it to where any American citizen that gets put on this list can, leave the country, but they can't buy a gun. They can make that kind of amendment to that law just so that, they strip us of the Second Amendment rights and say, oh, no. You're allowed to have your Second Amendment rights, but only if you bought guns prior to this bill being passed.
Yeah, well, it gave me more motivation to buy a gun today that my long gun permit expires in 30 days. And
it only gave me more appreciation to shoot mine off today.
Yeah, well, I was busy buying another one, so.
Well, you're exempt. You were buying a new one. I can't afford to buy more than one, maybe a year. And I've already bought an SKS and I built an AR-15 this year, so I may not even buy one next year because I don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, well, it put a dent into my gold and silver buying plans, but
Yeah, well, it's either buy a ton of ammo or buy a gun, and usually the ammo wins out for what I have already. So,
yeah, and the thing about that CZ carbon is, his profit margin is like $100. I mean, like he pays, CZ 600 for him. The gun shop guy, he showed me, through Davidson, he pays 600 for it, and the MSRP is 733. So I mean, I was gonna haggle him down until I saw he was only making $100, and it's like, you know what, dude, you got to fill out all the paperwork. you know, I'm not gonna argue now. He gave me a free box of Federal Fusion ammo, soft points, and 7.62 by 39.
Not to make fun of you, but have you tried to? Did you look at any of the places online for the same one?
Well, I mean, yeah,
and just used him as a transfer.
No, he wouldn't do that. I mean,
he
gotta
wouldn't
support your local gun. No, he wouldn't. But yeah, he doesn't do. He
doesn't do transfers.
Not really.
He's missing out on some money then.
No, he's not. You got to support your local gun shop, or there won't be one. But I mean, there's not a lot of.
Well, the problem is you've got a good local gun shop. I've got an asshole for mine, so I don't really want to go to him.
Yeah, everybody seems to like Wes over at Kona Guns, but it's I didn't mind if he makes $100 off of this deal. So what am I gonna haggle it down $50 so he can make 50? How's the guy gonna keep his lights on? I mean, I know he sold a lot of guns on Black Friday, but then he bailed and missed out on the.
Well, he bailed on you. You should only given him 50.
No, I can't do that.
He bailed on you, man. Come on.
He bailed on him. He was the one who wasn't selling guns at all.
He denied you the right to buy that gun so some other guy could get it instead.
Yeah, well, it gives me another reason not to like the police, because the cop went in and bought that gun out from under me. So,
and he probably didn't even fill out a 4473.
No, I'm sure he did fill out a 4473.
Oh, he did. He didn't just say, "Oh, I'm with the police. I don't need to sign that."
I guarantee you, he filled out the form.
Well, he better have. Otherwise, he's next.
Yeah, well, so every cop I meet out from now on, I'll say, "Are you the asshole that bought that 527 carbon out from under me?"
Wait, did you ask him if he got? Did you ask the, the guy, the gun owner, the gun store owner, if that cop had the approval from his doctors to be able to buy that gun?
Well, this isn't Honolulu. We don't need it here yet. So. But he could see his business life flashing before his eyes when he first heard about that.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm a gun guy, and if I don't even want to renew my long gun permit, if I have to figure out what the hell my HMO's gun policy is on medical release clearance requests. I mean, I don't even know how they do that. You have to take is there some test to find out, what would the test be? You go to your doctor and he throws a chart or piece of paper with a lot of ink blots on it, and you say, "Oh, that's an AR-15 right there." Now,
no, your doctor wouldn't be able to do that because your doctor's not a psychiatrist. In most cases, your doctor's just a regular physician.
Yeah, the whole thing doesn't make sense to me, But
I don't get it either.
They want medical release clearances so crazy psychotic people don't get guns. But if somebody had a problem, and the way they wrote it, let me punch that up real quick.
Please do.
Let's see. Hawaii Revised Statutes 134-7B. Screen share button. Right. So you're supposed to, the letter must state, individual's name shall own, possess, or control any firearm or ammunition and has been medically documented to be no longer adversely affected. Well, who says I was in the first place? No longer be adversely affected by the addiction, abuse, dependence, mental disease, disorder, or defect. Right. But that's assuming that somebody had a problem, So if nobody had a problem, that the medical clearance letter that has to be on the doctor's letterhead, it doesn't make any sense.
Z, right?
Z who?
Island Z here on Gun Channels.
Well, I mean, typed at him, but he's on a different island, so he's on Maui.
Do you know what? He's on Maui. Okay, and this is on Honolulu, right?
Yeah, this is the Honolulu Police Department.
Okay. I'm just trying to get the area and trying to connect the dots, which is where. Okay.
All right. Well, Big Island is the farthest south island. Right. Maui is one island up north of Big Island, and I think what's next? Jeez, since I hardly ever make it off the Big Island. It's either any island is only like 20 minutes by plane.
There's Kauai, right?
Yeah, that's farther north.
And then what's the one that's furthest north?
I think that is Kauai.
No, what is it? Nahu or something like that?
Ni hao.
Ni hao?
Yeah, that's all Native Hawaiians up there.
So there's no Americans there.
Well, depends on how they define themselves.
And then there's Kaula? Is that one too?
Is that the new underwater island that hasn't surfaced yet?
I don't know. It's the one that's like southeast of the other one we just talked about. Or southwest.
This isn't a geography class, dude.
I know.
Look it up and Google it if you really want to know.
I'm doing that right now.
All right, so anyway, so that's why I feel like Hawaii is turning into a banana republic.
I love Banana Republic. So, I mean, I love bananas. Excuse me.
So I got my new. So ordered the carbon. I got my new titanium. See my video for the titanium mess kit and canteen with the ramen cooking. That was fun. So I'm going to get checked out I'm going to get a blood test to see if I got bit by a dengue mosquito on Wednesday.
And what does that mean?
Well, I want to find out if I got dengue or not. Yeah, Hawaii is like under a CDC high severe risk alert for at least the Big Island is for dengue fever from mosquitoes.
Okay, where does that virus come from?
Dengue fever. It's all along tropical Pacific Asian places. It's spread by mosquitoes.
Awesome. I've only heard of West Nile virus here in the States.
Oh, that's something completely different. They've had dengue forever. It's just it's one of those.
Well, West Nile virus is also transmitted by mosquito. So
yeah, but that's a relatively new one, though. I think
it is. So I'll give you that. I haven't heard of the other one, so that's why I mentioned it.
Yeah. Well, either I got bit or I didn't. So we'll find out. There's been 100. I think there's been like 183 confirmed cases on the Big Island. So according to the CDC, but it's not the best time to visit. So maybe,
maybe you should wear a beekeeper suit from now on.
Well, what happened was my, AC broke down in my apartment, so I had to, hang out by the pool all day, which is, when I could have got bit. So, but we'll find out soon enough. Not the end of the world.
Not yet.
Not yet. So, other than that, let's see. Anything else been happening in the? I've been off of gun channels because I've been kind of, dealing with the chest congestion from
the dengue fever. We got you.
The dengue fever. So, what's been going on last week?
Well, there was the whole there was the Republican debate last week. We
Right.
we broached that, where basically, they had the little the kiddie table of four guys who hardly had any followers or people following his campaign, and then they had, like, an hour after, they had everybody else in the Republican primary. So that's how that was going. So what happened is, today, Lindsey Graham, he bowed out. He's my state senator. I did vote for him, so I'm kind of bummed about that, because honestly, out of all the ones that have been running, he's like the only guy that's actually gone out before, in protest of any sort of gun ban. When Obama tried to instate the AR-15 gun ban and tried to restrict semi-automatic weapons back, after Sandy Hook, Lindsey Graham is the one who went out on national television with his AR-15 and saying, "This is my AR-15.
Yeah,
You can't ban this."
Right, but so what they're doing now, though, is really they're not doing it sneakily. They're doing it through the states in secret ways. They're not doing it through federal legislation. They're sneaking. They're sneaking.
But the fact that they're not doing it through federal legislation means they're doing it illegally. Because remember what our law states: it has to be done through the Senate. It has to be done through the House.
You know that, and I know that. But these guys have guns and badges, and the state governors back them. So
I don't think the Republican governors will back him.
Right. Just
the Democrats.
Right.
Because you know how Republicans get along with the president these days. Not so much.
Oil and vinegar.
No, I think it's more like fire and ice.
Well, it's more like a binary explosive, which I just noticed Code and Guns had some binary explosives. Shockwave. I won't have to drive across the island to buy a couple tons of it. Well, I don't have any place to put that much. I don't have any right now, but I'm going to get some in the not too distant future.
Nice.
Probably maybe when my carbon gets here next week, depending on shipping to Hawaii. So I saw Puerto Rico is going to default on all of its loans or something, or all of its bonds.
Why haven't we made them a state yet?
Because we don't want to be responsible for it.
They're just going to continue to be a territory like Guam is.
Yep.
And a bunch of other territories we have that we took from the Japanese and never gave back because the Japanese didn't own it in the first place.
Well, I'm not going to refight World War II with the Japanese. So,
well, we're not refighting anyone on that. But I think Puerto Rico has been, one of the territories long enough that we should make them a state or something.
Auction them off. We should auction them off.
Auction them off just to get back those loans, right?
Yeah.
No, we could sell their loan debt to China.
China wouldn't buy it. China's selling back its treasury bonds to buy gold, and the only people buying the bonds is the Federal Reserve. It's the buyer of last resort. So that's if there's a apocalypse, which means an economic disaster. That's why they're seizing all they want to deal with the gun thing, is because they know they know that this debt bubble is going to pop, and we could be on IMF currencies instead of the dollar by 2020, and they don't want a lot of pissed off people who can't get their money out of their bank or their 401ks to have AR-15s. So that pretty much explains what's happening.
That's why I don't have all my money in the bank, and I'm of the old TV reference where you should either put your valuables in a safe or, in the last resort, use the good old mattress, because the banks will just take your money away from you. Just look at Sudan.
If the Federal Reserve doesn't, the banks will. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, it'll
that's
be
the
a
point.
banking holiday, and you wake up one day there'll be a banking holiday, and the next day we'll all be on the International Monetary Fund currency, global currency.
Well, that's better than what that one idea I had heard called the Amero.
Amero.
Basically, they were thinking about doing the same thing when the European Union was created. North America was looking at doing the same thing, taking Canada, the United States, and Mexico, and
I don't
making
want
it
to be
the Amero.
responsible for Canada. Then we'd have to pay
No,
for Biker Bob.
Canada wouldn't be so bad. It's the problem that Mexico, their money is worth shit, and I mean shit because the peso isn't worth anything. It is so worthless. I mean, it's almost as bad as like after World War One, where the Germans were using marks to start their fires. That's how
Right,
worthless
the
it is.
Weimar Republic. That's if find out what happened to the Weimar Republic. If you want to know what hyperinflation is like and what a apocalypse is, and that's how Hitler rose to power because nobody could buy food. It was too expensive and their currency wouldn't buy it. So,
but nobody wanted to carry Mexico, in this whole endeavor. So that's why it fell apart and it never came into fruition. But I'm glad it didn't because let's be honest, the dollar or the Amero would have tanked as soon as Mexico came in. It would have been worthless.
well, but all the fiat currencies are being devalued, and at some point, you can't support a national debt that's 20 times your gross domestic product.
Right. But I just thought when I heard that, I know why they did the euro, and it did help some parts of the European Union or Europe as a whole. But the problem is, it would not work here in North America or the United States in particular. It's just it's
I don't
not
think
possible.
fiat currencies are going to work anywhere. I think we're going to be on a.
Well, I want to know what we did with all that gold in Fort Knox. Is it still there?
Well, I don't have any gold bars.
That's the gold that used to back our entire country's currency.
Well, I think
you know that, right?
Right, but Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1970 something. So
no, we were taking off the gold standard way before then. It was like what, in the 30s?
No,
everyone had to turn in their gold.
That was Roosevelt did that in the 30s, but Nixon took us off the gold standard officially.
I know that because my grandmother's family and my grandmother refused to turn in their gold. They kept their gold. They're like, "Fuck you, we're keeping our gold."
Right, and that's what's going to happen when they want everybody to turn in their guns. It's like, "Fuck you, we're keeping our guns."
Right. Don't ever give up your guns. Don't give up your rights. Fight for your rights if you have to, but don't fight if you don't have to.
What does that mean?
I mean, fighting should be the last resort. So if they take our guns away and we can't, and legislation can't do anything, we have to literally stand up and say, "Okay, enough is enough. Give us our rights back, or we're fighting." That's what it means.
Well, I hope it doesn't come down to that. I hope we can just vote for a Republican for president and fix some of the problems. But
Trump 2016.
I don't know. I'll take any Republican. I'm not.
No.
I like Carly Fiorina can beat Hillary. I'll vote for Carly. I don't care. I'll take any Republican is better than Hillary.
Okay, John Kasich, 2016.
Well, there's a line. Is he actually a Republican?
No, this is what I did for Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, every time he speaks, it's always about what he did for Ohio and not what he can do for the United States.
Yeah, well,
so
you want somebody with a track record that's nice, But
okay, well, how about Rand Paul?
I need somebody that's he just doesn't he feel like a child when he's talking,
No, that's Ben Carson.
No, I think Rand Paul feels
Ben Carson sounds like a child because he never raises his voice.
No, Ben Carson sounds like a school teacher.
Yeah, I think he missed his calling being a doctor. He could have been a great sleeping aid.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to stir up the electorate, I mean, he needs to make a video how he tried to stab his mother or brother or whoever it was. He needs to at least go and do Saturday Night Live. They'll make it. They can make him.
Yeah, well,
Really, you can tell how all the people are going after the politically correct or going after Ben Carson because they do not want it was like when Ward Connerly was in charge of Proposition 209 in California, the proposition against set asides and affirmative action for college entry and public contracting, and because he was Ward Connerly was black, they don't want a black man leading Republican issues. It just
I don't think that'd be so bad.
Antithetical to their concept of how everybody that's black has to be a Democrat. It's just so stupid.
No, because that means just everyone that's white has to be.
Yes.
What was that one party? Has to be part of the Whig Party. Remember, that's the one. That's the third party we used to have that got that died out.
Yes, well, in Hawaii, I'm sure we're soon going to have a marijuana party, but
we already do. It's called the Green Party.
Yes,
it's been around for like years.
when I was working, I used to be a member of the Green Party in California way back when I was working on Prop 209 for the Republicans, and after I'd been working for a week, I said I'm a member of the Green Party and I need to see some green because I think I was charging $150 an hour and I've been working for them for a week. I hadn't seen a penny yet, so it's like I need cash.
Did they pay up?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah, Ward Connerly had threw a lot of money at it to win Prop 209, no doubt.
Did it work?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Landmark victory.
Awesome.
I was just the audio guy. Arnold Steinberg wrote the ads, and I made them work and edited them.
Hey, every little bit helps.
Somebody had to do it, and so anyway, other than that, let's see, what have I done? I got my titanium canteen and mess kit. I got a bunch of
is it everything you hoped it would be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Transmits the heat very well. Titanium does, and
it's not brittle, is it?
Very strong, and I mean, I have polymer canteens, but I like the titanium a lot. So
whatever works.
And went to Costco, got a bunch of canned goods. And this big box of 18 mac and cheeses, little boxes of mac and cheese. So this is one gigantic Costco size.
Yeah, I went to Costco today too. I went and got a bunch of meat because I was out, and just all kinds, including your favorite bacon.
Yeah,
got lots of bacon, and
with bacon, the thing about bacon is if you have no other form of cooking and you have AK and have an AK, you can just wrap it around your AK barrel, shoot off the 30 rounds, and then it'll
got
cook.
A ham. And I got whenever I go to Costco during the Christmas time, I have to get their big box of peppermint bark because it's delicious.
That doesn't do anything for me.
I know it's because you're not really into that part of the season.
Yeah, as soon as I get my Hanukkah latkes, that's all I need to be a holiday season.
Yeah, for me it's peppermint bark. So
for me it's a stack of latkes. So
that and eggnog.
Yeah, I have eggnog.
So you'll draw the line for eggnog, right?
Well, what line? What line?
I mean, you'll make the exception for eggnog, right?
What am I accepting it from?
I don't know. I'm trying to further conversation.
Oh, well, let's get back to guns. So what was your
Yeah,
lock and load gun that you used for that sound?
it's my modified Beretta 92S.
All right.
The Beretta 92S, it's basically a step up from the original Beretta 92, which has the heel release. It does not have the frame mounted decocker. It's the decocker that the M9, the 92FS use, but the 92S was made before the M9 and the 92FS. Basically, it's the gun they used to in production for testing purposes for the United States military and modified it. They gave it the regular traditional magazine release that is standard in the United States. Where it's right behind the trigger guard. This one has the release, at the heel. It's old European style, but I modified it because the slide on it was rusting, and the barrel and the locking block were a Gen 1 locking block, and that's from like the 92 back in the 70s. So I just replaced all that with M9 parts, and it just works. So I love it.
Have you done any range videos with it, or?
No range videos, but I have done accuracy testing. I am more accurate with this one because it's got the snowman style circle. It doesn't have the 2 circles. It's got the 3 dots, but it is more accurate, and the sights on it are better now that I put an M9 slide on there, as opposed to the original 92S slide. The sights on the 92S are horrible, and I mean horrible with a capital H. That bad. They're too damn low. They're very low profile, and there's no color coding or anything in order to do it. You literally have to do line of sight with it because there's no other way. They're really bad. I might do a video later to show you.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
That's the one I have. I've also used my 1911, it's just a standard 1911 clone.
All right.
I've used my SKS, my AR. I don't have many guns. I only have what I have. But we're not here because, we have a lot of guns. We're here because we like guns.
Yeah, well, I've got enough guns now, and we're gonna have one more. I thought I had enough guns before I bought this carbon, but there's always room for one more. So,
I mean, if I start getting some more money in, I mean, I'm gonna probably save up for like a Garand or an M1A.
Well, I think I'm gonna be buying gold and silver bars and ammo and canned food until the apocalypse. I have enough guns. I have more guns.
Well, for me, I want something in 308 because 308's easy to get around here. So 762 by 39 is starting to get a little sparse.
Really?
Really,
AK ammo is getting sparse since when?
Yeah, in this area because apparently Walmart they're completely out of the Tula ammo, and they said they're not getting any more in because Tula is from Russia. So, and I just strictly been using Tula in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I got the he gave me a free box of when I bought the carbon. Obviously I have to wait for it to get here, shipping, but he gave me a box of Federal Fusion soft points. It's just brass 7.62 by 39. Looked very nice and pretty awesome. I'll take some video of it when I'll make a video when the carbon gets here.
Please do. I want to see them.
Yep, and but so especially he gave me a box because I didn't haggle him down off the MSRP, and he's a nice guy, so whatever. But I don't think I'm gonna get a 308. I think I've got enough rifles for now. Short of a 50 BMG, or something, or Lapua, which is always on my list. But I want to see what happens with the the election, and if they're going to transfer that Honolulu law to the uh, Big Island or not. So.
Yeah. Jesse James just mentioned if you want a 308 rifle, just get a PTR 91, and they're here in South Carolina. But the problem is, they're basically the same price almost as buying like a used Polytech M1A or M14S. So the price is like $800 to $900 for a PTR 91 in this area. So I'm saving up, but if I have that much and I'm gonna get something 308, I'm probably going with an M1A. Either it be a Chinese copy that's sold on Gunbroker, or just a really really shitty beat up one from Springfield. Because I'm gonna have to buy used because I know for a fact I won't be able to afford a new one.
Yeah, well, you could buy a bar of silver, and when it hits $1,000 an ounce, there you go. But
You'll tell me when that happens, right? So I can cash in, right?
yeah. Oh well, I'm sure. If Google is still working somehow when that happens.
Tell me when it tanks so I can go and get more.
When what silver tanks?
Yeah. You mentioned it tanking a while back. So let me know when it does tank so I can buy up. And when it starts selling again, I'll sell.
Well, it's still
buy low, sell high.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. So, it's just that everybody's municipal bonds and stuff, that basically everybody has been chasing high interest paying bonds, corporate and municipal bonds and tax free bonds. But if you lose the underlying value of it, because the debt is bad, like this is what's happening in Puerto Rico, then that's when everything, the economy just collapses. The economy is pretty much ground to a halt with all the quantitative easing, but it has propped up the stock market. So all that fake money results in margin buying. So that's pretty much what's keeping it going. The damn gun channel's popping sound. I keep turning it off and it keeps happening. It's so distracting.
Hold on, let me go message you again.
Because I swear, I've turned it off like 1,000 times, but every time gun channels resets, I think it automatically gets turned back on. They should set normal on that thing to off. So, should we do some kind of patch giveaway this week?
Yeah, let's do a patch giveaway. I know we only got like one guy listening, but
well,
yeah,
you might have to ask some kind of question.
Go for it. Ask a question, Jesse. Listen.
What aren't there in foxholes? What aren't there any of in foxholes? At least they're not supposed to be.
Give him a minute. Remember, there's a time delay.
Right. All right. Well, he's trying to figure that out. I'm going to go turn off all those damn popping sounds again. Yeah, what aren't there any of in foxholes?
This is pertaining to war. Just FYI.
Right. So I'm on. If you want to answer that question, you're in the outside chat. You go to gunchannels.com/HVS.
Go to the chat room and type your answer in.
Come on, Jesse. I thought everybody knew this. What aren't there any of in foxholes?
Were foxholes World War I or World War II?
Everybody has foxholes. So they still have foxhole.
Okay. Yeah. Come on, Jesse. What aren't in foxholes? Should I give him a hint?
No.
No.
And that's not how you misspelled mortar, by the way.
Oh boy.
I swear, what the hell is it with this popping sound?
The pop will be with you always.
All right, I found another place to uncheck it.
I don't mind the popping sound too much.
There's two places. You check it in the chat rooms box, and then you also uncheck it in the chat box. So hopefully now I turned it off.
Very clever. Oh wow. He says, I guess I failed you there, HVS.
Right. What aren't there any of in foxholes?
Can I give him a hint?
No, I'll give him a hint. I'll put it to you like this: the Pope is not in a foxhole. That's a good hint, right?
I was gonna be more specific, but okay.
Well, you were just going to give him the answer.
Not entirely. I was just gonna, say, actually, yeah, that was I was just gonna give him the answer because I want him to get the patch. I mean, is that so wrong? Why don't we just give it to him anyways?
Well,
unless you don't want to.
Well, I'm just.
I mean, do we have any other listeners?
Well,
wow, Jesse, priests. That's your best answer. Sigh. Hold on, let me get the Google effects here. Here we go.
Should we do what? Do you want to buy a vowel?
Yeah, Jesse, do you want to buy a vowel? He's like, well, at least that's entertaining. Oh, and then some. He's like, no, I don't want to buy a vowel. I'm cheap.
We're not charging you anything to buy it, though. Anyway, it has almost every vowel in it, so. Oh my God, he got it.
Where did he get it?
He just typed it. Scroll to the bottom. I know, because I heard another fucking popping sound.
No, it says atheist.
Yeah, that's it. There aren't any in foxholes. What aren't there any of in foxholes? Atheist.
Well, I was going to say foxes.
You. Okay, so the winner is Jesse James, 10mm, and Night Strike. You have to send in patches for that answer. So
Oh no! No, this is all on you, my friend.
so you go to gunchannels.com/DPG daily patch giveaway, gunchannels.com/DPG, and fill out the form and get your free patch.
The host is Hawaii Volcano Squad. If you need to tell them who the host
Right.
was.
Yeah, on our another brilliant Lock and Load Monday show, where we covered the impending apocalypse and why they're seizing all of our guns. And everybody, if you're in Hawaii, if you're on state lands, make sure you get the new 2015. Go to the DLNR office, get the 2015 codes, because last time I checked, they haven't even put the new hunting regs up on their own website, but they do expect you to know them. So, and follow them, or they will seize your guns. So
yeah, don't fuck up. Follow the law.
Well, follow their dumbass codes that they wrote specifically so they could seize your guns. So,
well, they're gonna, if they really, really want to seize them, they will get them.
Yeah, well, if you follow all their dumb rules, then they probably won't seize them. So,
no, I guess not.
But they made it really tricky by having these new rules and not even putting them up on their own website and expecting you to know them. So,
well, if it's not out there, how do you know the new rules? You don't.
They are, well, you go to the office and you have to ask them for a copy of the new rules, the 2015.
And what if they refuse to give you a copy?
Then spit in their face. Tell them Hawaii Volcano Squad sent you.
I thought we were supposed to tell people Edge sent us.
Right. Well, I missed his last show because I was really under the weather. I did one show last Friday, Man the Fuck Up Friday on Fox Company Prepping, but I barely got through that one. I would have coughed all the way through Edge's show.
Yeah. Well, I was in his show, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was. I did enjoy being taking part. I didn't get to say too much, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, he has a good show. I like Edge, and he has good topics.
Because it was the open carry talk. When we had a bunch of good guys in there. Sean from Florida Open Carry came in, and
Florida Carry,
yeah, Florida Carry.
Yeah. So, and if you're in Florida, check out floridacarry.org. That's his website, and he is very active legislatively.
And then we had Nathan's Armory of sheepdogleather.com. He makes great holsters in case you'd want one. Authentic cowhide leather. Well, the bad you hear from Yankee. You don't listen to Yankee.
I don't. I never listen to Yankee.
Well, he does. He has admitted that he does all of these by hand, so sometimes he screws up. But if he screws up, he starts over from scratch and redoes everything because he does not want to give out any bad product that he sells. So he does it from scratch if he fucks up.
He'll go kill a new cow for you.
Well, he buys it in sheets.
Yeah, I know. It's easier that way. Skinning and tanning, and it's a lot of hard work. So it's easier to buy.
Check him out. He was there. And, then there was Edge and, by the way, Biker Bob is down in Arizona right now, hanging out with G-Webs.
Right. He hasn't made it out of Arizona yet. He's still.
I believe he's still there. I don't know if he's left yet.
Texas or Vegas or something.
Yeah, eventually, he said he would, hit Edge up. And Edge said, "Yeah, you can park right in front of my house, just until the homeowners association says you have to move." And Bob was like, "All right, I'll do that."
As soon as Bob gets there, they'll make a move.
Right.
So.
But it was a good show.
Yeah, it's fun. It's he's got one of the. I like his chat. It's fun. So.
We are doing hit or miss tomorrow. I am gonna make an effort to actually do it tomorrow and not get distracted.
Come up with some good topics for tomorrow.
Not at all. We're just gonna wing it.
We'll wing it. Okay.
Just like we do with this.
Well, I had a topic.
Well, you do have topics. I mean, I'll probably come up with some bullshit topic like I
Yeah,
always
it
do.
was a Hawaii topic, so probably only mattered more to Hawaii. But given that it's kind of federal because Obama basically called up all the governors and they did a huddle and they got everybody to see what they
Remember, you're not the only state with a DLNR. Many other states have their own DLNRs.
Yeah.
So just because it happens in Hawaii doesn't mean it can't happen somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to my carbon arriving and having a new gun to share next week.
Show us pictures.
Show and tell. And it's a made in America, cold forge, hammered, machined barrel, and pretty accurate little carbon, from what I've heard. And I'm looking forward to pushing at least 200 to 300 yards with tight groups in 7.62 by 39. I mean, I have no problem with my AK at 100 yards, but too far beyond that, and I can't do tight groups at all. So,
well, why didn't you get an SKS? An SKS is better than AK.
Well, the CZ is better than an SKS.
Oh, that's just not right. I mean, I don't think a CZ could be better than an SKS.
Well, I mean, it's bolt action, tighter tolerances.
Bolt actions aren't always more accurate. That's a misnomer.
Well, this one is.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Well, I've heard a lot of good things about this 527 carbon. So, but you could look around.
I'm just messing with you.
You can. I know. Hickok 45 has a video on it that I watched.
But he's like the poster boy for Bud's Gun Shop. Aren't we not supposed to talk about him?
I really don't care what we're supposed to not talk about. I watched his video on the CZ527, and I didn't buy anything from Bud's Gun Shop. So,
all right. Well, at least we don't support those assholes.
If you say they're assholes, I guess there's a reason, but I don't know them at all, so I have no opinion at this point.
There are reasons, and I'll tell you off air.
All right. So, Jesse, you're getting that new MH1 optic pretty soon, I hope. Should be another 3 weeks, something like that. That's the Mikey Hartman optic from Israel. It's a red dot. I still get so many views on my, Mikey Hartman optic videos, like what happened to MSE and all that stuff. It's just amazing how many people are interested in that optic.
I'm cheap when it comes to optics. I only get like the $40 to $60 range optics.
Well, that is pretty cheap.
Remember, I'm always on a budget, so.
Well, that's why you haven't got the titanium Gantine yet, right?
I'm not paying that much for that Gantine
than you spend on optics.
I mean, I can get that same set for $20 at the military surplus store down in Charleston.
You can get a titanium.
No, it wouldn't be titanium. It'd probably be like kitchen steel or something.
Right. Well,
it'll be USGI surplus.
Yeah. Well, the money was burning a hole in my pocket, and I had to get it out of there. So.
Yeah, it was one of those "shut up and take my money" moments.
Shut up and take my money. Yeah, I think that since it's Christmas, that has to be the theme for, buying tactical stuff. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah. Jesse also got a new upper for his rifle. And he had to send it back because it was tripping. He got it from PSA. So he's hoping his RMA gets back by the time his new optic gets in. So then he'll have something to use it on. And he says things should be more interesting now that now with the death of EOTech.
Yeah, the government actually sued EOTech for all their money back for everything they bought for the military. Oh, that's a lot of optics that they bought. So, and that's a level 3. I think the parent company is level 3.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just the government that lost money. It was also the people that bought it too. Bought the same thing.
But the government is the entity that will insist on collecting every penny, every ounce of blood out of level 3 communications.
Remember, they did go and do a thing where, if you had a faulty one, all you had to do was just send it into them.
Well, but they were all faulty. They did not actually have parallax free design. So
it's true. I'm glad I didn't spend $500 on an EOTech.
I didn't spend $500 on an EOTech. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesse James says not only military.
Yeah, if you have an EOTech, get your money back. Those are not
get your money back or get a replacement.
Yeah, they have an open RMA policy. Anyway, I'm going to leave that topic. I haven't been on the AR-15 boards, but I'll go look and have a good laugh.
What? Wait, what?
No, he's just talking about some foreign bulletin boards and everybody jumping ship on the EOTech. I mean, I said that, well, anyway, I'm like I said, I'll leave that topic. And just move on to, hey, if you're not registered to vote, get out there, get registered. Your vote counts. And remember, there's going to be a lot of dead people voting for Chicago. So in Chicago, so we need as many live people out there to counter them.
Wait, if there's dead people voting in Chicago, does that mean there's zombies?
They're zombie voters.
We need to fight against the zombie voters.
Yes.
Fight the undead horde that are voting for Hillary.
Yeah, why do all the undead vote for Hillary? That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to know too.
Bring me your Republican undead voter. All we get are they only resurrect the Democratic dead for some reason.
See, that's the thing. All the undead voters on the Republican side aren't really undead. They're all vampires.
See, what happens is since the government pays for the burials, they just cremate the Republicans so they can't vote after they're dead, and they bury the Democrats on Boot Hill so they can come back as zombies and vote later.
Oh man,
or whatever Democrat they want. All right. On that note, everybody be safe. Avoid the mosquitoes. And God bless these United States of America. Hawaii Volcano Squad. It's been another Lock and Load Monday. I'm going to terminate this chat.
I don't have the gun on me. I couldn't do the thing.
You're supposed to always have a gun on you, dude.
Oh, all right. Hold on. Don't turn it off yet. Hold on. Hold on. There we go.
Finally. Thank you.